Hey guys, I want to make another video of the priests and the priestess, female energy, whatever she was. I have new insight. I have some more experiences I'd like to tell you about. It's fascinating stuff. So let's get on to it. When they initially contacted me, started talking to me, I only saw like two, but there were actually four priests and one priestess. And she went by a different name, but I can't remember it to this day. Still don't know what it was about. When he first came, she came into me and started talking to my innocence. I'm looking at her, and she was a head. She had a head, and her body was all like a big moving bubble. And from her heart came this long, like octopus arm, and on the end of it was a light, sort of like an inner spark. Okay, that inner spark thing, the long octopus thing, came into my innocence and started talking to it. I'm freaking out my head because I see this coming in. These four guys, I never saw their face. I only saw two of them, but there's four. I only saw their face. I never saw their face. They were just black, total black. And it looked like they were wearing a cloak, but I couldn't see no face. And they were standing around me. As she came in, he started asking me questions. One of the priests started asking me questions. And he was asking me, he goes, I remember a couple of the things he asked me. One was, what's my religion, right? He goes, what religion or belief systems do you have towards spiritual religion and stuff? And I said, I don't have any. I have none. I don't believe in any religion. I believe religion's wrong. I don't believe in any groups. I don't own it. I don't own any religion. I don't have any religion. But natural law, universal law, and Christ consciousness. And they all seem to be the same thing to me. It's just, and I work with Christ. I don't like where they take Christ. I don't like where they take Christ consciousness or Christ's stuff and they secularize it into their own agenda. That to me is wrong, and I don't want to be associated with it. I want all the Christ consciousness, universal, and that's where I stand. I don't have any. I don't own it. So I told him that. He asked me a bunch of psychological questions I can't remember. He asked me another one. He goes, what drugs do I take for pain? What drugs do I take for pain? And I said, I take your aspirin and Advil for muscle pain. That usually gets, and that's about it. And he asked me what drugs I was on. And I said none other than that. Coffee and smokes. Stuff like that. I don't smoke pot. I mean, I will, but I really don't. I got other things to do, and I don't want to sit around and get high. I don't drink. He asked me if I drank. And he asked me worldly things. So I know, just from his questions, I know he's done this to a lot of other people, okay? Because all these things he's asking me are of the earth, a reality, what people are into. Stuff that goes on the earth. So I knew that. After she went through me, I'm laying there, and I had these visions. Not visions. Weren't visions. A vision is where you're there. Smell, sight, sound, everything 100% in your head. It's more real than actual reality. That's a vision. This I had in my third eye. And I'm seeing it. When I get energy coming and I'll see pictures and stuff. Well, she was in me. I started seeing stuff from her energy. Now, I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. There was a couple things I saw. I can't remember. But the one thing I do remember is I had a visual right here in my third eye. I'm looking at it. It's like a little door opens up, swirly in your third eye. And in that swirly in your third eye, there's vivid pictures. I've had it. I get it just laying in my own bed. Okay, just my own, other people's energies and stuff. I see it. I don't even pay attention to it unless it's really cool. But this I saw. There was a golden wheeled. It was like a cart, like a medical cart with wheels on the bottom, but it was gold and it had 4 handles on it. And on the cart was a purple silk cloth with gold trim, with these gold little things hanging, like little fluffies. And on that was a big giant bowl made of gold, like this. And then inside that bowl was a smaller bowl made of gold, and inside that bowl was a smaller gold bowl, and it had a whole bunch of fancy swirly things on it. I don't know, some writing, and I felt it was like my feeling towards the visual is like Pope stuff of the Pope. And I saw a guy dressed, I think he was in purple, and gold and purple, and all the purple is color-coded stuff from the Illuminati, and the Pope and all that. It's all color-coded for rituals and stuff. And I think he was in purple. I can't remember, purple and gold. But I never saw his head, only saw a torso pushing the cart. And it was all like, I had the feeling of like Pope or Catholic religion, and the 3 bowls on it. I didn't know what it meant. I had, to this day, all I know is it felt like that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, is she this? Is this something she's seen? Now, my feel off of her when she was inside me, my spirit feeling toward her tells me what she is. So I haven't thought about it because I went through hell last night. I got to tell you about it. My feeling towards the priestess with the long octopus arm with the light on the end of it. My feeling toward her is she is like a Christ, compassionate, and she does good things to help people. That's her primary. And she's sort of like, I don't know, I'm just gonna wing it. It's not gospel, but she feels like she was made up from. She was made a long time ago, or born that way, and she's been doing this for a long time. She's old, but she's all about compassion and love and healing. These priests work with her, okay? And from what I heard, she scans the earth for problems like wars, and she gets to the truth of these things, and she helps the victims of these things. And I also think she does like some espionage stuff. So if you're like, I'm going to give you an example. I'm not saying this is what happened. I have no idea. I'm just feeling. Say you're a President Trump and you're a Christian and you're put in a power place. Okay, you're put in a position of power. Outside influences are forcing you with a gun to your head to make you start a war. Okay? You're in a war in yourself. Your heart's saying, no, this is not me. But the gun to your head gives you no choice. Your family's going to be killed. Everything you know is going to be killed, and you're going to be killed. JFK, which Bush was there for that event, just saying. She comes in and does the balance. Now, the reason I say that is, that's what I think she does to change outcomes on the planet. How, what, I don't know, but this is what I felt she does. And then, it's hard to explain. And these priests are there to help her and help her cause. Anyway, that's what I feel she does, okay? Now, the next thing that happened to me, as the priests were talking to me, she was in me, and when she got done inside me, she just sort of like enveloped me, my soul, and she's always chanting. Oh, the chanting is brutal. Chanting, 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 and I was having a visual again, my third eye, but it was weird, it's different. It was like I'm seeing myself spirit, but I'm seeing like a picture also, but it's all of me, outside of me. And there was a normal guy, like me, going, man, you just gotta relax. He's going, you just gotta relax. And there's another guy, like a priest in a church, a hardcore priest in a church, a fundamentalist, you know, all homos must die, that type of shit. And I'm totally against that type of fundamentalist religion, sectarian religion. I fucking hate it. That's not Christ. That's taking the ideals of Christ consciousness, turning it into hate and weaponizing it. I'm not about that, okay? It's like there's a person here, which is me, and there's a person here, which is one of these priests. And they're both in me. And that is my war. I didn't know at the time, I didn't know what I was seeing until I thought about it later. She pulls this out, and she sees these two guys, and I see these two guys talking. She pulls this out of me, and they're like talking, but they're one. They're one person, both talking like this. And she takes them, and she goes like that. And it was like I was watching two movie screens. This guy has a different total environment behind him. He's in like trees and stuff. This guy's like in a church or something. She separates it, and these two guys in these two different environments behind them are yelling at each other. And they're fighting. This guy's going, you fucking, you gotta do it, Jesus is gonna come down, fucking kill you, fucking, that type of stuff, and he's yelling. And rage, blind fucking rage and hate coming out, yelling at this normal guy. And the guy's like, this guy's like, dude, man, you're out of line. You gotta calm down. It's not that way. You gotta calm down. You just gotta take it easy. You just gotta relax. Stuff like that, you know? You gotta calm down. And this guy's like, ah! And the thing is, inside me, the raw guy is how I feel towards him. Do you understand? The hippie guy, I can't analyze the hippie guy too much. I call him a hippie because they're all like, yeah, just relax, man, take it easy, you know? So, but the rage in me is towards people like that. So I'm becoming what I don't like. Do you understand? Fuck. She pulled this out of me. My issue. That's my fucking issue. She pulled it out of me, put it in my face to confront it. Unbelievable. And she dug through me and she chanted for like 20 minutes, this word. And as she chanted, she finally got to it, deep in my soul, my subconscious, or wherever the fuck she pulled it out. She pulled it out and showed me it. My issue. And that is my issue. I'm becoming what I don't like. And I know it, and I own it. Because the whole, my reasoning is, I come from the ETs, they don't have no fucking religion, right? They just have a way. Everybody's fucking got it, everybody's cool, does their thing, more or less. That's where I came from spiritually. I come to this earth, 200 fucking religions, all killing each other. And it's all bullshit. It is all bullshit. And that's the way it is. ETs said religion is an earth insanity. They only fucking ever seen it here on the earth. We take the religion, take it apart, take all the parts we like, and use it to control people. That's it. Wow. I can't even get around that, man. So, anyway, to make this short, I only got 13 minutes left. The next thing she did, that blew me away. The next thing she did was I had to go move my mom's groceries. Pulled all my fucking muscles up 3 flights of stairs. And they're heavy. At least 100 pounds, right? I pulled all my muscles. Now what happens is, when I pull my muscles, that creates energy in my muscles. That energy and my muscles, within a day, tighten up, right? And the Advil time, because all your fucking muscles hurt and you got a headache. That is from energy. That creates energy. Pull muscles. And the energy sits in your muscles and then moves to your head where it gets caught in skins and you get a headache and you got sore muscles, and all of your muscles that have been pulled have energy in them of pain. It gets stuck, it gets worse, and you get a migraine or whatever. Okay? I'm playing on a computer, screwing around. I just woke up. I ain't gonna sleep for hours. I knew she was coming because I could hear her, but I don't want to listen because I don't want to talk. I'm not allowed to talk, so I'm trying not to pay attention. All of a sudden, coming up my spine is like fire. Coming out of my skin, out of my bone, and out of my muscles was like fire, and it was coming right up out my head. She wasn't in me. Christ wasn't in me. No one was in me. But I could feel her just pulling the energy right out of my muscles, and it was going just like a volcano. Solid. I've had other people pull my energy out, and it took a long time, and it was just like little pieces that came out over days. She took my whole body, separated that pain energy, and pulled it right out of my head all at once. It took 3 to 4 hours for her to do it. And I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't meditating. I was locked into reality, and she's pulling it out. Finally, I realized what was going on, and I just checked out. And I sat there for like 10, 20 minutes, meditating, checking out, trying to relax and let go of this energy to help her get it out of me. And she did. All of it. Blew me away. Christ can do that. Everybody, a lot of people can do that. Other people have done that to me. But she was a master at it so far that I've ever experienced. And I had a lot of people pulling energy out of me. And this is out of my muscles, man. This is out of my muscles and ligaments. Blew me away. And it was red hot fire. And the reason it's hot is because she's pulling the energy. She's pulling the energy out of my muscle fiber. And when you pull the energy, it's like friction. Like fire. And she's pulling it out of me. Hurt like hell. My eyes were watering. But I just sat there and let her do it. Unbelievable. Totally happy today. No muscle pain. She pulled the energy out before my muscles seized up. Usually my muscles will seize up and I'll sit there for 2 days popping Advil to get rid of it. But she's got work to do, so get rid of the energy. Couldn't do it. Couldn't believe it. Okay. I was talking to Christ when I went to bed. He said, She is. I go asked her. I go, what does she do? And he goes. She's a. She uses. This is hard to say. Extrastencial essence. And when he said that, I got the visual of her with that long octopus thing coming out. The big long octopus arm with the little eye of light on the end of it, which went into me. Extrastencial means the octopus arm. And the essence could be the little light on the end of it. I don't know. But that's what I got a visual of when he said that. Yeah, I did that. Okay, Christ moved me back to from the lower priest, the mission priest. Not the mission priest, the mission Christ, or Christ, the salvation, whatever the hell they're called, salvation Christ. From there, when the arguments broke out, when I started telling them what I know, they all started freaking out. Watch the last video. Christ pulled me out of there, put me back in his place in St. Lucia, or in my own place. I had my own place. Now I got a little confused in my last videos. What happened was Christ built me another place in I don't know if it was in St. Lucia or it's outside St. Lucia, but he built me another place, and this place is called Iori Taurus. I believe that's what he said. And I spelt it as I heard it. And I don't even think it's in English. I think it's Iori Taurus. Iorry Taurus. And he took me out of St. Lucia and put me in Iori Taurus. And he said it was like a little village. And I have like a little garage to sleep in, which is all I need really. But the little garage is filled with 100 fucking people doing all this stuff to me all the time, so I'm never alone. Thank you, God. Anyway, Iori Taurus, awesome. I love this. Different names, places, visions, things, people, awesome stuff. I love to see it, and I love putting it out here for you guys because this is what goes on in the spirit world, and I would like to share my stuff. JC admit when he was moving me, he goes, yeah, I shouldn't have put you down there with the salvation priest or the salvation grace because it was conflict. He goes, yeah, and he admitted he shouldn't have done it. It was wrong. So, not really wrong, but I think he had to get me out of St. Lucia. He had no options except these Christs were willing to take me. They didn't know what they're in for. So he got me out of there until he could find another place. And I think that's when he goes, I shouldn't have put you down there, but I really didn't have another option at that moment. So I'm like, cool. So those are just a couple things that I wanted to add on because to me they're like mind blowing. And to sit there and have these people coming in you, operating stuff. Last night during the hockey game, half hour before the hockey game, my head is screaming, okay? My head is screaming. The whole hockey game, we're playing Detroit, Toronto, the Leafs versus Detroit. The whole hockey game, my head is screaming. I got up at the second, third period to go to the bathroom and stuff. And I'm standing there, and all of a sudden I got this download. And I could see, I just saw my soul outside in my head like this. Okay, my soul was like encompassing my head, and I go, that's not supposed to be like that. I don't know, that's not supposed to be like that. And so what I did was, and I've been thinking about this for a couple days, to will my soul back around, encompassing my heart, my inner light, and making it go like that, almost like a skin. But my soul is out there. That I don't know what it's called. It's a special part of the type of soul. Imagine like it's like a bubble, and it comes in, but it's clear. It's not like skin. It's clear, and I can see it inside myself. I take myself out and I look at myself, and I can see my soul, and it's like a clear space. But this clear space is encompassing my head, and this clear space has all the fucking people yelling in it. So what I did was, I just willed it back into like baseball size around my inner light. And I did that, and I went and I sucked it up as tight as I could. The voices went away immediately. Now I can still hear them, but that was the energy in my head. I brought Christ in. He helped me move the energy out. And as I was bringing my clear space back around my soul, I guess it's the soul, back around my inner light really tight, as I was doing that, I could hear one of the priest guy, he was screaming, "He's doing it, he listened, he's doing it, I can't believe it, that's never been," he goes, "this has never happened in a person in conscious level." He was screaming it. He goes, he listened. And that was one of the problems. My soul was encompassing my head. So you got all your skins coming down around your head really tight. Right? So you got 50 skins coming down in your head really tight. Like that. That's the way it's supposed to be. And you're not supposed to see anything from your heart. My skins got blown up. I'm wide open. And my clear space went, and here I am in the spirit world, traveling bubbles, fucking levels, and tiers with Christ and beyond. I had to heal my skins, but my skins still fluctuate. The clear space comes and goes. Now I just learned from him projecting into my head what I need to do. And I listened, and I did it. I took that fucking clear space and brought it right back around my heart. Closed up my skins, pushed the energy out. No sound at all. All night, slept like a baby. Woke up this morning, no sound. Not a word. I couldn't hear nothing. I'm starting to hear things now because I'm starting to loosen up. I'm starting to get hungry. So, I have those 3 things that I can work with, plus with Christ, when these guys. And they're still doing things to me. I don't know what it is. I only find that out when I lay down and wake up. Wow. So this priest was projecting what I needed to do into my soul, into my head. I just thought, I gotta close this up. This ain't right. That's what I thought in my head. I had nothing to do with him. I didn't even fucking know he's involved until it happened. I closed up the clear space around me, bringing it down into my heart. As I'm doing that, and I did it, my innocence said, "Rich just closed his soul up." Something like that. The clear space. Rich just closed his soul around his heart. As soon as my innocence said that, because I can hear him talking inside. As soon as he said that, mentioned it to Christ, because it was an important thing that I did, which I never did before. I've never done that before. Until yesterday's hockey game. I could hear him scream to Christ, "Christ, let me in." And I could hear the priest voice saying, "That's never happened before." Or no, he listened. "I can't believe it. That's never happened before with a person in a human form." Okay guys, I gotta go. My time's up. That's just a little bit more of some of these things the priests are doing. Unbelievable stuff. These guys are awesome.